Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Yambakam yajamahe, Sugandhim pushtivardhanam, Urvarukamiva bandhanan, Mrityurmukshiyamamrutat. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Yambakam yajamahe, Sugandhim pushtivardhanam, Urvarukamiva bandhanan, Mrityurmukshiyamamrutat. Sahanavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvi Navadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shan Shan Shanti. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityo Mritangamaya. Om Shant Shant Shanti. Good morning. Please see page number 1818. These pages contain the educational philosophy of Swamiji. What, according to Vivekananda, is education? What purpose it should serve? What is the goal and objective of education? You can learn from these quotes. So the first quote in the page, we want that education by which character is formed, strength of mind is increased, the intellect is expanded, and by which one can stand on one's own feet. Education should serve four objectives, four purposes. The first is it should help us build our character. మన వ్యక్తిత్వం నిర్మించుకోవడానికి ఉపయోగపడాలి. The second, strength of mind is increased. The knowledge that we gain from schools and colleges should help us increase our strength of mind so that we can face the challenges of life, whether it is in personal life and professional life, with great ease. మన వ్యక్తిగత జీవితంలో లేకపోతే వృత్తిపరమైన జీవితంలో మనకు ఎదురయ్యే సవాళ్ళను సమర్థవంతంగా ఎదుర్కోవడానికి మనకి ఒక దృఢమైనటువంటి మనస్సు కావాలి, స్ట్రాంగ్ మైండ్. The education that we gain from schools and colleges should help us to have that kind of strong mind. Second objective. The third is the intellect is expanded. So why we gain education? Why should we learn? This is the purpose. This is the objective. Your intellect is expanded. You gain more knowledge. Your understanding actually becomes better and better. Your perspective of life gets improved so that you will be able to see things as they are clearly. That clarity, that right understanding, right perspective education should be able to provide us. Otherwise, we suffer. The root cause of suffering is ignorance. So the education should help us remove that ignorance. When you have the right knowledge, it should help you to save from all kinds of suffering. And the last but not the least, and by which one can stand on one's own feet. That means education that we learn should help us to stand our own feet, to gain job. It should help us to make a living. అంతే కదా మనం ఫస్ట్ మూడు వదిలేసాం ఎనీవే ఓకే ఇట్ డజంట్ మ్యాటర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ద లాస్ట్ థింగ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ వై యూ వాంట్ టు హ్యావ్ డిగ్రీస్ పీజీస్ జస్ట్ టు గెట్ ఎ గుడ్ జాబ్ రైట్ we need money to survive. We have certain physical necessities, food, clothing, and shelter. To provide for ourselves, to provide for the basic necessities of life, we need a job. And one of the objectives of education is it should help us to get some gainful employment. But none of these purposes are being served by our education system, unfortunately. Why? First three I leave out. The last, employment, livelihood, making a living. Why our education has failed to really help us, at least in this direction. In this country, unfortunately, and the education is so ill-conceived that education and skill, they don't go together. Everybody is saying today, there is enough employment, but skills are not there. Companies are ready to provide employment, but young people with required skill, they are not there. So we are asking after 25 years of study, after coming out from colleges and universities, we get a certificate. And we move about here and there with the certificate in search of employment. Everybody says, what skill you have? Do I need skill? Yes. You should have the skill. You should have acquired the skill by now. Why they have not given in the school and college? Right? The employer says you don't have the skill. Why we have not got the skill in the school and colleges? Why they thought all unnecessary things to us, right? A plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. వాట్ ఈస్ ద యూజ్ నాకు ఎక్కడ ఉపయోగపడట్లేదు అది ఈ థియరీ అంతా కుక్కుతున్నాను నా మైండ్స్లో సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ థియరీ ఈజ్ బీయింగ్ క్రామ్డ్ ఇన్ టు ద బ్రెయిన్ విచ్ ఈస్ అబ్సల్యూట్లీ యూజ్లెస్ ఫ్రమ్ ఎ ప్రాక్టికల్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ. Okay, all in the name of education, so much of theory. So Vivekananda lamented, bemoaned 120 years back, so much of theory and theory and theory. We don't teach our children how to use their hands. The practical things actually, which should be useful to get an employment. ఆ స్కిల్స్ ఏదైతే ఉన్నాయో మిగతా దేశాల్లో దే ఫోకస్ సో మచ్ ఆన్ స్కిల్స్ అండ్ సో లెస్ థియరీ దే టీచ్ సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాక్టికల్ థింగ్స్. బట్ హియర్ సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ థియరీ యాజ్ ఇఫ్ ఎవ్రీబడి వాంట్స్ టు బికమ్ మేక్ ఎమ్ పిహెచ్డి హోల్డర్స్. అందరినీ సైంటిస్ట్ని పిహెచ్డి హోల్డర్ని తయారు చేయాలన్నట్టుగా ఉంది మన ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్. ఇట్స్ నాట్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఓరియంటెడ్ టువర్డ్స్ హెల్పింగ్ ఇండివిజువల్ గెట్ అన్ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్. దట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్. ఇల్ కన్సీవ్డ్, లాప్సిడెడ్, డిఫెక్టివ్. ఇప్పుడు కొంచెం మేలుకున్నారనుకోండి, కొంచెం చైతన్యం వస్తుంది. కొత్త విద్యా విధానం, న్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీ దట్ ట్రయింగ్ టు ఇంప్లిమెంట్. ఇన్ని సంవత్సరాలు పట్టింది. 70 సంవత్సరాల డిఫెక్టివ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్. వి హావ్ సఫర్డ్ సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ డ్యామేజ్ హస్ బీన్ డన్ టు ది ఇండియన్ సొసైటీ. And now just my personal perspective. You're all here in cities actually in search of employment. And you need a lot of money here to survive because cost of living is very high. That's why it always city life creates a lot of stress. There is no doubt about that. So, but there is a danger that we are all going to quote it very soon. You all actually have heard the Save Soil movement of Isha Foundation founder Sadhguru. Chusara? Chotra? Very good. So, there is an impending danger. So, now today we have achieved self-sufficiency in food grain production. The last 40, 50 years in the name of Green Revolution, what we have done is we have invented these high-yielding varieties. You call it GM crops, genetically modified crops. Okay, high-yielding crops, fine. But for that, actually, to gain this much, whatever we have achieved, the self-sufficiency in food production, we had to use a lot of fertilizers and pesticides. As a result of that, the soil has depleted significantly. So Sadhguru has undertaken this movement only just to generate awareness. We will not be able to sustain this production for another 3-4 decades like this. The soil has substantially depleted. If we don't restore the soil health back to how it was before we started this green revolution, the future food security of the world is in jeopardy. A liar's son wants to become a liar. A doctor's daughter wants to become a doctor. A politician's son wants to become a politician. A hero's son wants to become a hero. But a farmer's son or daughter, they don't want to become farmers. That means what? Nobody will go to agriculture. Everybody will come to towns and cities. Then food, कहाँ से आते हैं? Computer खाना देते हैं क्या? Nobody wants to do agriculture means what? Already, actually, we are actually heading towards danger, right? Nobody wants to live in villages. Nobody wants to take up agriculture. Why? The soil has depleted there. You're not getting the desired yields. You're not getting the output, much of output. Capital cost has gone up. That's why no farmer wants to do agriculture. The next generation is not there practically. That's a big danger the country is going to face. So, whichever young man or young woman, whoever actually will stick to villages, educated people, I'm saying, educated people should take to agriculture. There's no other option. Otherwise we are heading towards a disaster for sure. Educated people should take to agriculture and you should go for natural farming, natural farming. That is the only way to restore soil back to its health. Otherwise, as Sadhguru says, that we are eating the food of the unborn child. ఈ భూమిని మనం మన తర్వాత తరాలకి ఇట్లనే ఇవ్వాలి. మన పూర్వీకుల నుంచి మనకి ఎట్లా వచ్చిందో అదే విధంగా మనం నెక్స్ట్ జనరేషన్కి ఇవ్వాలి. ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఎ రిసోర్స్ యాక్చువల్లీ, ఇట్స్ ఎ లెగసీ. భూమి మన సొంతం కాదు అది. మళ్ళీ తర్వాత తరాల వాళ్ళు కూడా అదే దున్నుకొని పండించుకోవాలంటే దాన్ని ఎలా మనకి ఎట్లా వచ్చిందో మన పూర్వీకుల నుంచి అట్లనే ఇవ్వాలి. అదే సాయిల్ హెల్త్ మెయింటైన్ చేసి ఇవ్వాలి. లేకపోతే వాళ్ళు ఫుడ్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేసుకోలేరు. వాళ్ళ సాయిల్ని మనం వాడుకొని తినేస్తున్నాం. యాజ్ ఇఫ్ వీఆర్ లివింగ్ యాజ్ ఇఫ్ వీఆర్ ద లాస్ట్ జనరేషన్. There are all the dangers actually that we'll have to quote very soon. Of course, some of the intelligent people, wise people, they're alerting us. So the problem is there is no dignity attached to farming. ఒక డాక్టర్ అంటే సమాజం గౌరవిస్తుంది, ఒక ఇంజనీర్ అంటే గౌరవిస్తుంది, ఒక సివిల్ సర్వెంట్ అంటే గౌరవిస్తుంది, రాజకీయ నాయకుడు అంటే గౌరవిస్తుంది, ఒక యాక్టర్ అంటే గౌరవిస్తుంది, ఒక రైతు అంటే గౌరవం ఇవ్వట్లేదు. ద డిగ్నిటీ ఆఫ్ లేబర్ చెప్పలేదు మన స్కూల్స్లో. ఎవ్రీ ప్రొఫెషన్ ఈజ్ సేక్రెడ్ అండ్ అమాంగ్ ఆల్ ద ప్రొఫెషన్స్, ఇన్ మై ఒపీనియన్, ద మోస్ట్ సేక్రెడ్ ప్రొఫెషన్ ఈజ్ farming. Whether society respects or not, we farmers should respect themselves. They should actually know that they have the real dignity, and that is the best profession. So it's immediate need. Of course, there's a lot to tell. So next class, if possible, I will continue with this story. Okay? Thank you. Have a nice day.